Hey, this is going to be my first video because I decided I'm going to make a YouTube channel based around Yu-Gi-Oh, which is a game I play a lot. My channel name is Stratos Elemental, and I decided for my first video, as per a recommendation from a friend, that I would start it off with like a little bit of an introduction about myself and about sort of my experiences with the game, when I started playing it, my favorite types of decks and cards and stuff like that. I'm going to start it off here. I started playing Yu-Gi-Oh when I was about like maybe 5, 6 years old, and I was really young, and I don't know. I started hanging out with friends at school, and they played it, and they introduced me to the game. And I remember the first card I had was actually a Dark Magician. This version of Dark Magician, which a friend had given to me, and I still have that now. It's the first edition one from yeah, and it's pretty good. And I don't know. I always liked it, and after that, I got a second one, which it would be this one, which I'm also holding with me right now. Just I don't know. It's one of my favorite cards, mainly because I always had it. It was my first card. I later bought this card from a card shop because I went there with family and they bought this for me when I was younger. And mainly because I used to watch the TV show after I got into the game from school, and Blue Eyes White Dragon was kind of the shit. It was like, oh man, this card is super rare and super powerful, according to the show anyway. And me being a little kid, I believed that there were only like few in the world, and bought it thinking I got a huge deal. But really, it's pretty common and easy to get, which it just makes me laugh. Another card that was always a favorite of mine, and I honestly can't justify why it was one of my favorites since I was a kid, would be Luster Dragon. I really don't know why I found this card to be so great. I don't know why I liked it so much. I don't know. It's just that I have multiple copies of it, and I've been having it for a long time. And in fact, when I first started playing when I was younger, whatever I played, and then I kind of stopped because I lived alone. I was an only child, and I didn't really have anyone to play with. So as I got older, I kind of forgot about it until about my sophomore year in high school. A few of my friends uh, had recently gotten back into the game, and they convinced me to. So I built a deck that pretty much had 100 cards, which is totally not tournament legal by any means, because I'd pretty much just grabbed a bunch of cards and put them in a box to go play. And they had like synchron decks, and they had synchron decks and black wings, and I was sitting here with like a deck with like I think 7 copies of Luster Dragon in it. It was pretty funny. But anyway, so yeah, about my sophomore year of high school, I got back into the game, started playing it again, and I actually bought the Dragons Collide structure deck, which would be my first non-illegal deck. Uh, and I bought it, Red Eyes Darkness Metal. Obviously the best card in that whole starter deck. You could pretty much just have, well, structure deck. You could pretty much just have this amazing card, which then got limited to one not too long after that because this card is freaking overpowered. Chaos Dragons, too good, just way too good. But anyway, after that, the thing is, me and my friend would go to our card shop and buy raw yellow mega packs because we figured, oh man, only $4 and we get so many more cards in other packs because we were still kind of stupid and still new to the game. And that's when I pulled. Oh, I forgot to mention when I was younger, I also had bought the Jaden Yuki Elemental Hero Star deck. So I always liked heroes growing up too, and so that's why when I pulled these guys from the raw yellow mega pack, it was like I was like, yo, these guys are awesome. Elemental heroes are still around. Holy crap! I'm going to make a elemental hero deck. Well, that's when it started. And my first deck build for it was really, really slow and really, really weak. I used this was back when Future Fusion was legal. I ran the Future Fusion build with and pretty much my goal was to get out Rainbow Neos. I pretty much ran 3 Elemental Hero Neoses and a Rainbow Dragon. I tried to pretty much bring out Rainbow Neos. It was not a very strong deck. It was really bad. I won if I got lucky and got that first turn Rainbow Neos, and it was pretty much 1 out of every 10 duels I would win. Definitely not a deck worth running. So then after that, I kind of figured that I should stop with that for a while, and I tried to build a quick draw synchron based deck. I ended up not going through with it just because this was at the time where XYZs were starting to take over. Synchrons and Synchro monsters were becoming less used and less good when you compare them to the much faster, uh, more consistent XYZ builds for decks and stuff. So I pretty much gave up on that rather quickly. Then I stopped playing again for about another 6-7 months. Other social priorities kicked in, and I started to ignore the game again. But I came back to it, and I decided, hey, listen, I don't want to use my Synchrons anymore. And Dark Magician and Blue Eyes are great and all, but I really don't feel like making a Dragon deck with RDM now at 1 and everything. It's not as good, so I decided to go for something else. And that's when I went to my another local shop, started talking to some people, and someone hooked me up on a great deal. They pretty much sold me a bunch of Miracle Fusions and a bunch of other great cards for really cheap. A couple friends of mine gave me some of these cards, Tour Guide from the Underworld, for free, and that's when I built my my Chaos Hero deck, which it was okay. It worked all right. I think I still have it here on Dueling Network right here. Yeah. Yes. And this is pretty much my Chaos Hero deck that I was running for a while. It was pretty cool, but I started realizing I had way too many dead hands, and the deck was just too slow, and I still ran Magic Cylinder. I don't know why. I just always liked Magic Cylinder as a trap. I found it to be a really funny card to just mess with your opponents with. But anyway. So yeah, I ran that, and because Blackluster Soldier, I could bring him out in the deck, and he's just really cool. I was actually running the deck without him for a while, and using just Chaos Sorcerer, but I eventually pulled him for $1, because my friend was buying a Legendary Collection Yu-Gi-Ohs World pack, and he was like, oh, do you have $1? I only have $4, I can't afford to buy this pack. I'm like, yeah, sure. I threw in $1, and he's like, hey, if I pull that BLS, it's yours, in like a joking way. Like, because we honestly didn't expect to pull it, because we usually have really bad luck with pulls, but he pulled the BLS in that pack, first card, and I was just like, oh man, good for you, and he was like, no, dude, I was serious, you could just have it, and I was like, well, you know, slap my ass and call me Samantha, because that's great, and so I got my BLS, which now I don't use anymore, because I switched over to the Alive Hero, a Hero Lives sort of build, which is much more based around XYZing really, or exceeding really fast. I don't even really know how to pronounce that. But you pretty much just spam like Blade Armor Ninja and Excalibur, two of my favorite cards to use now, to pretty much try to go for an OTK, or try to go for Shockmaster and stun them. And it's running way more consistently than my Chaos Heroes did, but that's pretty much just an introduction to me and my experiences with the game, why I play the deck to play. Heroes being, obviously, if you couldn't tell from my channel name, being one of like my pretty much favorite archetype. And yeah, I'm gonna do some deck profiles, probably do the deck profile on my current hero deck, and I'll do a lot of videos on my basic thoughts on the game and stuff. But you know, thank you for watching. If you decide to check this out.